Myself, Naval Bajaj, the President of the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce. Today we have gathered here for a lunch on farewell reception hosted by Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce for our High Commissioner, Honorable SM Gavai, High Commissioner of India to Canada. It's my pleasure to host as a president of the Canada Chamber of Commerce, to host the luncheon reception for him. As you all know that now it's close to 3.5 years when Honorable SM Gavai is here. He has taken a fabulous job and taken lead on the India-Canada file. You see a lot of work being done on the India-Canada file at present, a lot of initiative taken by him. Some of the examples I can give is Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in Canada, the mini PBD done in Canada. That was his initiative. You see that the Prime Minister Harper's visit to India at the same time, Mr. Manmohan Singh's visit to Canada. All the initiatives started by him. And at the same time, we are listening to also a potential visit of the Prime Minister coming in the short time of Canada to India. A lot is happening on the India-Canada file. A lot done by Honorable SM Gavai, and we really like to thank from our bottom of our heart, and as a President of the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, to Honorable SM Gavai for always being there for the support to the Chamber. Also, as to just let you know that we are going to, as a Chamber of Commerce, we are going to start the information and research cell to provide the data to our honorable members, so that which they are looking on the India-Canada file. And we have requested Mr. SM Gavai to be always, Honorable SM Gavai to be always a helping hand to us. And as you know that he has always done in the past, and there is no better expert we can get on the Canada-India file than him. So we'd like to have his continuous cooperation with us on the ongoing time. So again, thank you, and I will again invite you to become the members of Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce.
A few words about our guest of honor. His Excellency, many of you know, has had a distinguished career in the Indian Foreign Service, but really to understand him and what he has come to represent in his various postings is really to go back to Fergusson College, where he studied. And for those of you who are familiar with Fergusson College, its birth marks the birth of the Indian National Congress in 1885, and has produced a number of notable leaders who have affiliated themselves with Fergusson College. Fergusson College, as you know, is affiliated with the University of Pune. So you think of names like Tilak, you think of names like Gokhale, and you fast forward post-independent India, and we are here 3 days before the 66th anniversary of India's independence. You think of names like the father of the current economic revolution, the late P.V. Narasimha Rao. You think of V.P. Singh. These are all names that have gone through Fergusson College. And I think in the annals of diplomatic history and Indian diplomatic history, to have one of its most distinguished alumni come to Canada is indeed a great accomplishment. So Mr. Gavai, first of all, thank you for your service here. And more importantly, I think when you think of the great things that have happened in the Canada-India space in the last 3 to 4 years, he will, in his typical modest way, say that this really is the rise of India. Very true, indeed it is the rise of India. But what it is path-breaking leadership that has taken place under his watch. So whether you look at the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister in 37 years to Canada, whether you think of the expected conclusion of the FIPA negotiations, the Social Security negotiations, the various educational collaborations that are taking place, and of course the Year of India in Canada last year. All of this has happened not by accident, but by deliberative leadership of our chief guest, Mr. Gavai. His tour of duty in India has taken him to head up portfolios related to SARC, to the Northern Division, which is a very sensitive portfolio, and his postings abroad, and let me just run through the countries, have included Yugoslavia, Hungary, Zimbabwe, Indonesia, Germany, UK, where he served as the Consul General in Scotland, the Maldives, and most recently, of course, in Houston, which is where he came to Canada from. So it is indeed, on one hand, the passing of an era, but on the other, a fantastic foundation he has set for his successor. So without further ado, let me first call on the host of this afternoon's event, Mr. Naval Bajaj, to deliver his remarks.
Thank you, Kasi. You do a wonderful job as usual. So thank you a lot. Welcome, friends. A special welcome to His Excellency SM Gavai, High Commissioner for India to Canada, and Srimati Reena Gavai. Your Excellency and Reena ji, we are honored by your presence. We have us with today everyone who has had a strong working relation with Sri Gavai. That includes many distinguished guests such as Consul General Preeti Saran, members of the diplomatic corps from the Consul General of India in Toronto. A warm welcome to all of you. A special welcome also to Honorable Patrick Brown, Member of Parliament who has served as an important link between Canada and India. Honorable Joe Daniel, Member of Parliament. Honorable Senator Condolino, who is also very close when it comes to the India-Canada file, and I don't know how many times he has visited India, many times. Might be more than the times I visited after I came to Canada. I know Honorable Senator Asa Seth was here. I think she had to leave for another commitment. So again, welcome to all of you. I also want to especially welcome representatives of the other Indo-Canadian diaspora and the business organizations. As the umbrella organization of the Indian diaspora in Canada, it is wholly appropriate for our chamber to host this reception today in the honor of our High Commissioner. And while we may be the host, I want to emphasize that it is a community event. I am happy to note the presence of the senior community and the business leaders who are representatives of our allied organization. All these organizations, right from Panorama India and Canada India Foundation to the TIDE Toronto and the ITAC, and from AVIC and RANA to CIBC are here with us. Also, just I want to, there are many board members of Panorama India present here today, and I want to congratulate all of them for putting a wonderful event yesterday as an India Day parade. It was really successful. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Senator Mr. Wim Kocher. As a president of the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome all of you present here. We also have with us some of the Chamber's past president. I would like to welcome them. And a special welcome to the three of my predecessors, Asa Luthra, Vinay Nagpal, and Satish Thakkar, who have had the privilege of working closely with Sri Gavai and create new synergies between Canada and India relations. In a large measure, we are able to fulfill our mandate because of the support of our sponsors. It is because they share our vision and commitment to foster the bilateral relations between Canada and India and create opportunities for the Indo-Canadian diaspora that our institution has been able to steadily grow over the last 35 years. I thank them for their presence here on a Sunday afternoon. And I'm also pleased to acknowledge the presence of my colleagues on the board who are here today. Thank you for coming. Friends, Canada and India are rapidly moving to a level of the cooperation on all the aspects of the bilateral relations. Relations between Canada and India have been on a high growth trajectory because the leadership in both the countries realize the advantage that can occur to the people by the improved ties. By committing to the improved relations, our leaders have opened the doors for the
economic cooperation and the prosperity. We deeply appreciate the important contribution made by Your Excellency in strengthening the relations between Canada and India, especially in a number of areas that are mutually beneficial. Thank you. We deeply appreciate our chamber had the privilege of working with him and his team last year during the Year of India in Canada, especially during the regional Pravasi Bharatiya Divas that our chamber co-hosted in Toronto with the government of India. Earlier this year, our chamber also led a 50-member small business delegation to the India show exposition in Ottawa that the Indian High Commission had organized. We value very much your encouragement and the support to our chamber. Friends, as the largest and the oldest business and the diaspora organization, our chamber is committed to influencing the policy that will enhance the cooperation. That is our mandate and we are committed to it. Over the last 3.5 decades, our organization has launched many initiatives that have ensured that the Canada-India relations are always under focus. For instance, last year we launched the Canada-India Mining Committee to be able to better serve small business in the sector both in Canada and in India. We have also undertaken the responsibility of establishing linkages between the management students from the Rotman School of Management and the small and the medium business members of our chamber with a view to creating the internship opportunities for the students. We are now on the anvil of launching another initiative, and that will be proved to be the crucial in the near future. I am glad to say that the chamber is now on the verge of setting up a research and the information cell to assist our members with the bilateral trade and the economic data in partnership with the other allied organizations in Canada and India. We intend to undertake a project on how the full potential of the Canada-India partnership can be unlocked in the coming years in the context of the CEPA. We look forward to staying in touch with Mr. Gavai in the coming years and learn from you more about when it comes to the India-Canada relations. So we are looking for a future support in that. The focus of this project will be on the role which our members can and should play in this regard. As a great friend of the chamber, we count on the Consul General's support and the guidance in this matter. I once again thank all of you for coming to our farewell reception for the High Commissioner, Sri SM Gavai. Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure in welcoming the Consul General of India in Toronto, Mrs. Preeti Saran.
Thank you so much for including my colleagues from the consulate. It's indeed a pleasure to see all of them here present. And I can tell you on behalf of my colleagues in the consulate that for us, of course, we feel deeply honored that you organized this to honor my High Commissioner. But then also the fact that we are in a way bidding farewell to him is something that is an emotional moment for all of us to see him leave. You've heard Kasi, and he's talked about the great achievements of our High Commissioner. He's had a very illustrious career since joining the Indian Foreign Service in 1975. Kasi, of course, mentioned that he arrived on 23rd of November and connected to the fact that I arrived the same day. I have taken great pride in the fact that I followed the footsteps of a very illustrious colleague of mine, and two of the assignments that he held in the past as Joint Secretary SARC and Joint Secretary North are also assignments that I have held. So sir, I want to let you know that we will continue to follow your footsteps and be inspired by you. I just want to take this occasion and this opportunity to say that our High Commissioner, Mr. Gavai, has been a huge support to me and my colleagues in the consulate these past 3.5 years as we worked through several events. And when you talked about what a major boost India-Canada relations have taken, and you said it is no accident, I can affirm that, and I can say with great confidence that actually he's the chief architect of that particular relationship. So he leaves a huge legacy behind for all of us to follow, for all of you to follow, because you are the critical mass of the main stakeholders who have made India-Canada relations reach this particular level. So thank you for the great work that you all do. In particular, I want to thank ICCC for the great work that they have done. It's been a huge pleasure for me these last 3 years to work with all the presidents, past presidents present here today, Asha Luthra, Vinay Nagpal, Satish Thakkar, and now Naval Bajaj. I have, of course, worked with Naval in his capacity as member board of Panorama India as well. And last year particularly was the high point in our working relationship when we worked together to celebrate the year of India and Canada, and particularly to do the Pravasi Bharati Divas, which again was an inspiration which came from all of you. And I can tell you that at every step, we looked upon our High Commissioner to give us that guidance. I want to take this opportunity to also recognize Mrs. Gavai, the spouse of the head of mission, always plays a very important role, because that person, the spouse, is always the force behind the main person, the principal, and she has been a huge support to us as well. And so, ma'am, I want to thank you for that as well. And thank you so much for organizing and inviting me to this event. Namaste.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, His Excellency SM Gavai. Mr. Gavai.
Honorable Members of Parliament, Senators, Mr. Bajaj, President of the Chamber, and friends. As you see, I'm looking very relaxed, very casual. And I'm preparing myself for, the end of this month. And I'm looking forward not having to wear, a suit and a tie. I'll be heading back home after, having spent 37 years in the Foreign Service. It's been, of course, a long time, and as one of my former colleagues and senior colleagues and boss, my former boss, Mr. Kant Bhargav, walked in, I was reminded of the time when I joined the mission in Zimbabwe, the High Commission in Zimbabwe, when he was High Commissioner. And I had put in about 11 years of service then. This was in '86, and it took me back all those years, and I suddenly realized that so many years have passed, and I'm ready to sort of leave myself. And he also reminded me about this was soon after I joined. We had the NAM summit in Harare. Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi was there, and at 2 days' notice, we had to arrange a dinner hosted by the Prime Minister for over 100 heads of state and government. We were just talking about it. It was an interesting experience, which stood me in good stead later on. It was sort of. I'm grateful that Mr. Ambassador Kant Bhargav is also here with us today. He was a great boss, and I really enjoyed working with him. A few days ago, someone asked me what it felt like, leaving the service, going back home. And I said that it's a moving experience. Moving in more than one sense. And moving in the sense of physically moving, but also moving in the sense of having this feeling that you are kind of moving on to a new phase of life. A particular aspect of your life is kind of coming to an end, but another one is beginning. And it's having being used to the kind of protected environment in the sense of being part of the foreign service, being under the flag all the time. It is also a kind of new territory which you sometimes you feel there is a certain sense of apprehension as to what it holds for you. But I think I'm looking forward to it, and there are certain things which I would like to do, but I'm in no hurry, and it's something which will work out in a few months' time after I've attended to my personal issues. Always, because we lead a nomadic life in the foreign service. In the 37 years that I've been in service, I have spent 27 years out of the country, 9 different places, apart from 3 postings in India. And I've never lived all my life, because my father was also in government service, and all my life I've never lived for more than 4 years in any single place. So I've led a nomadic existence all my life, in fact, not just in the foreign service, but all my life. And I was counting how many times I have moved home. 46 times in the past 60 years. So it's truly been a moving experience all my life, not just moving from here back to. But it's also moving in the sentimental sense of the term, because your last posting is always a very special one. And Canada has been very good to me. I've been here at a very fortunate time in the relationship. I've been fortunate in that sense because I benefited from the rise of India, from the growing relationship between the two countries, and at a period when I can say that the relationship has never been as good as it is now. So I leave with a tremendous sense of satisfaction. At the same time, I leave good friends behind. I've enjoyed knowing all of you, Toronto is particularly close to my heart because there's so much of the Indian diaspora here. There's so much of activity on the India-Canada file that has taken place out of Toronto, and it's always been a pleasure coming here and meeting with you, interacting with you. Of course, the Chamber has been very closely involved with whatever we have done, and they have truly done a wonderful job. They have been very active, and of course, the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas was, I think, a true watershed in the history of the Chamber. And the award that was so well deserved, the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman that was given to the Chamber earlier this year. So I think it was, what the Chamber has been doing, and I'm sure what it will continue to do is a very positive thing in the relationship. It has built bridges between the two countries. It has created greater understanding. It has brought people together, and it has left no stone unturned in promoting the relationship between the two countries. And that goes for every organization, every diaspora organization in Toronto. And I saw the wonderful show that was laid out yesterday, the Panorama India parade. And it was a truly moving moment when O Aay Mere Watan Ke logo was sung on stage, and then you had the parade, going through town with Indian flags fluttering all the way, and that I really felt was, what the Indo-Canadian community is all about. Its achievements, its dedication to building bridges between the two countries, in promoting the cause of Indo-Canadian relations and cooperation. And of course, a lot of things have happened over the past 3.5 years, as Kasi and as Naval Bajaj mentioned. visit by Prime Minister Harper in 2009, signing of the historic civil nuclear agreement, our Prime Minister's visit 2010, the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister in 37 years, and so many other high-level visits that have been exchanged. And I know that some of the members of Parliament and senators Patrick is probably more in India than he's here, I think. But you know, I mean, Senator Condonino, I know he has very deep interest in India. He visits India often, and of course, Mr. Joe Daniel and Senator Vin Kocher and everyone. In fact, I was just told that there's another delegation which is going to India. Mr. Joe Daniel was telling me about it, and we'll of course have the foreign minister going to India very soon. In fact, sometime next month, and then we hope to have another visit by Prime Minister Harper to India. So a lot of things are happening on the India file, and as Indian High Commissioner, it's a source of great satisfaction to me. All this, I've been fortunate to be here at a time when all of this is happening. And if I'm getting some of the credit, well, I won't say no. Even if I don't deserve it, I won't say no. But it's, I've had, I'll miss Canada, I'll miss Toronto, and I certainly will not say goodbye. I'll say au revoir, and I certainly would like to be in touch with you. My email address is very simple, smgavai@gmail.com. So whenever you are in Mumbai next, please just drop me a line, and I would love to meet up with you. And I must also not forget to mention the role that the Consul General has played here. She's been a great Consul General. We arrived the same day, and I know the work that she has done here, because the community speaks about what she's done. They tell me about the great work that she's been doing, and that she will continue to do here, because she's so fond of Toronto, and Toronto is so fond of her that there is, there is still no news about her move, which is, I think, good for Toronto. So I don't want to stand between you and lunch. So I'd like to thank you all for coming on a Sunday afternoon. Thank you all on behalf of Rina, who's here, and she also enjoys coming to Toronto. She likes the city very much, and on behalf of both of us, I'd like to really express my deepest appreciation for all the affection that you've given us, for all the support you've given us, both in my official capacity and in my personal capacity. And I certainly cherish the relationships that I've built with all of you. Thank you very much.
Well, I have been in Canada now as India's High Commissioner for 3 years and 9 months. And it's been truly a most rewarding experience, both on the personal and the professional front. I've been honored and privileged to be High Commissioner at a time when the relationship between the two countries has grown very rapidly. And today, I can say with total confidence that the relationship has never been as good as it is now. So many things have been done. We've had the visit by Prime Minister Harper to India. We've had Prime Minister Manmohan Singh visiting Canada in 2010. That was incidentally the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Canada in 37 years. Historic agreements have been signed between the two countries, like the civil nuclear agreement. And the Indo-Canadian community has played a very important role in achieving all of this, building bridges of friendship and understanding between the two countries. And as I leave Canada, I can say very honestly that I will miss all the affection, all the cooperation that I've got from this very vibrant, very dynamic community, Indo-Canadian community in Canada. Well, first thing I would do is get back home and attend to my personal things. I'll be returning to India after many years, and it's a beginning of a new life. So I'll have to take care of my personal things. And certainly, I don't intend to sit at home. I will be doing something, I hope, constructive. And certainly, the India-Canada relationship would be part of my efforts. I would like to, now that I am returning to India, now that I've in fact represented India in Canada, now that I'm returning to India, I would like to see myself as representing Canada in India. I do believe that Canada is a great place to live, and I think without exception, Indians who have migrated here, they have made a very good life for themselves, and they are very happy living in this very warm and hospitable country. Very warm, not in the sense of the weather, not in the sense of the climate, but certainly warm in terms of the affection of the people, the sentiments of the people. Very friendly country, very hospitable country, and I'm sure they're very happy living and working here.
My name is Vinay Nagpal. I'm the past president of Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce. So the event today actually is in honor and a farewell luncheon for His Excellency Mr. Gavai. The Chamber has had a very close relationship with Mr. Gavai, particularly leading up to the regional Pravasi Bharatiya Divas that was held during the Year of India in Canada. And under his leadership and guidance, and in collaboration with the Government of India, as well as the Consul General, Ms. Preeti Saran, the event was actually very successful. Also, in cooperation with a number of our sister organizations, I think we've had unprecedented relationships with India, and we're seeing a burgeoning increase in trade relationships as well as societal and cultural exchanges which are occurring. So I'm very pleased to see such advancement between our two great nations.